talking voices in my head or the voices in my bed? You know, the ones that come alive when the day is at its end. Which voices it's hard to choose from the voices on the news. The ones that fill our heads with views and fill our sights with death. My eyes confide my secrets I've been hiding by revealing in my dreams the fears of dealing with these voices I'm concealing, and the voices in my head for all the things I didn't do, and the voices telling me I was a fool for leaving you. When the quiet that is kept is interrupted by a dread, sleep is then replaced by the motion in my pen, and I get up instead, still with very little risk. What have I done for those with less? Through our collective, unsettled feeling that we just wanted to do something to not feel so helpless about the state of affairs in the world. And we're musicians and creatives, and so we decided the best thing that we could do was create. What's up, everybody? My name is Poet Ali, and I'm very excited to introduce a new song produced by myself and the Poet Society, featuring Bahman Violin and Federico Foli. Sometimes the most rebellious thing you can do when everything around you points to destruction is to create.
When he called me and he sent me the lyrics of this new tune, I was so excited. The deep meaning around a common theme, which is injustice, and the way he takes it way beyond the political spectrum is so deep and so unique. I'm Federico Foli, business leader and mentor with several decades of experience running businesses internationally. I love working with people, teams, and I really love understanding and exploring cultures. I believe that the cultural component of our life, regardless if it's connected to my business job or when we play music, it's a critical component to understand, to be able to collaborate properly with people and successfully.
Hey everyone, Bahman Violin here. Tell you a little bit about how profoundly excited I am that in this 20-year almost friendship, brotherhood with Poet Ali, and in all the things we've created, it's always been something different. It's always been, when you're around Poet's energy, you're not creating the same thing every time. The ride you get on, the absolute vortex and creativity, it's just that, it's a vortex. There's no plan, there's no, it's going to be this.
There's something about the frequency of live instruments that carry a healing resonance, and so we put as many live instruments as we could into the song.
All the instruments were in the car, but again, no plan. So we meet up, and we were just on our way to hang out, and out of nowhere, he's like, well, let me call up a few people. I'm like, what do you mean call up a few people on a Friday night? He goes, studios. I'm like, dude, there's no studio that's going to, pop in on a Friday night. He goes, you never know.
And Bahman, or B, is not only playing the violin, but he's also playing a Spanish guitar. On top of that, he's playing a very special piano we found at Voyager Studios in California. It's more than 100 years old.
So we are literally pulling over on the side of the road every few minutes because he's calling people, leaving messages, and then waiting to hear back. Then he hears from this one place, Voyager Studios. And the next thing we know, the guy's like, yeah, I'll meet you guys. See you at Voyager. We pull up to the parking lot. We're waiting for the studio head to show up in his very unique way. He's like, so what are we going to create? I'm like, I have no idea. He said, I threw something in the car. A friend of mine has this, I don't know how many years old it is, so don't quote me, but it's an old classical nylon guitar. I can already start to feel happen. I just started playing a couple chords. Right away, he just starts riffing on an idea, on a concept. And as he's riffing on this concept, just start recording Bahman. He's just gonna start doing something. And so I did. I could feel something really mad. I've never played on a 120-year-old piano in my life. I wouldn't even know what that experience was like. So these bits and pieces, again, it wasn't a full song. These are just ideas that started getting pieced together.
But it was still missing a bass line. something that could speak to the heartbeat or the pulse of the song. And that's where Federico Foli comes in.
I was born and raised in Italy, moved to the US a long time ago. I'm a bass player, musician. I love any kind of music since I was a kid. You name it, rock, classical, and of course jazz. I really love jazz. I love jazz because jazz is always challenging you, and it's a constant learning and evolution. And also I love the aspect of jazz on the bandstand because it really connects you deeply with people, especially when you do what we call improvisation, and when you have to perform and improvise at the same time. You really have to pull together different aspect of a successful collaboration.
Which is frantic and it's a little bit chaotic, but again, that's where the spark, that's where the juice has always been with us. We actually thrive in the chaos and the unplanned because something beautiful always turns out from it.
Fed and I had been working together on creating a live event and workshop to help revitalize business models into people-first cultures. He also happens to be a gifted jazz musician, and so he came up with the bass line and all the bass parts you hear on the track.
When he called me back and he said, "Hey, Fed, why don't you add more to it?" And it was really a joy for me to really spend time listening to the lyrics, to the emotional component of what he wants to transfer as a message.
I can't tell you how much it means to hear the words he came up with. Profound, meaningful, just perfect for the times we live in.
You meet someone and you feel deeply connected, as if you've known this someone forever, and that's the case. We really share a lot of dreams, values, and of course passion for music and people.
Not only is a brilliant artist and singer and writer and musician, he's also an incredible engineer, unbelievable engineer. Over the last few months, he just kept working it and kept exchanging ideas and just massaging this thing into what you're now going to hear in this song, Let's Face It.
And I hope it occupies a spot in your heart and in your playlist.
So stay tuned.
Who talking? We talking. Who talking? We talking. Who talking? We talking. Who talking? We talking voices in my head or the voices in my bed? You know, the ones that come alive when the day is at its end. Which voices it's hard to choose? From the voices on the news, the one that fill our heads with views, then fill our sights with death. My eyes confide my secrets I've been hiding by revealing in my dreams the fears of dealing with these voices I'm concealing. The voices of regret for all the things I didn't do. Then the voices telling me I was a fool for leaving you. When the quiet that is kept is interrupted by dread, sleep is then replaced by the motion in my pen. For the voices I've wept, still with very little risk, and I get up instead. What have I done for those with less? Let me send a text while the woman next to me is sitting at a desk and has cancer in her breast, wondering if her husband, who still knows nothing, will still love her after they open up a chest. Yeah, let me hit the club. When a man lost his home, his fam can't pay his mortgage and is living in a tent, and never did a drug, but we judge him nonetheless as a waste of our taxes, and they take it from our checks. Yeah, let me hold the hand. When in the Middle East, a young girl in love can't even stand next to her man. Yeah, let me talk about it, doing nothing about it. Got us doubting ourselves when we the ones with all the power.
Yeah, and by the way, where is the case for it?